Hello, I've just been looking at the Tesla supercharger prices throughout the country. They're quite reasonable. They're not as cheap as charging at home, but way cheaper than many of the public charge networks that seem to want to charge at least 79p a kilowatt hour or more. Quite ridiculous. But it got me wondering, where is the cheapest place to charge your EV? What is the fastest charger? And what should you beware of home at nighttime EV charging from the electric companies? Please stick around. Whenever the EV charging is on YouTube, it shows someone angry in a public charger not working and getting angry. Or the app is not connected and they're getting angry, or slow charging and they're getting more angry. You get the theme here?
These are terrible.
They declare they are returning to gas car and demanding you should do the same immediately, if not sooner. Hello friends, I'm Nigel. Thanks for watching today. Hope you can like and subscribe. Please leave any comments below. So now I'm off to a public charger to get very upset and get 1 million views. Not really, I'm quite happy with the 1,000 or 2,000. If I'm lucky, I get from my regulars. Thanks very much, I very much appreciate it. Today I'm in my garage and it's a scene that motoring journalists have been banned from by their editors because home charging is very, very cheap. Exactly how cheap I'll show you a bit later, but there's no story in that in a motoring magazine. There is a story in that, but it won't sell copy or clickbait. I'm trying to give references to boomers, Gen X, Y and millennials. I'm not saying my YouTube demographics are old, but some of you are older than me.
Yes, it's really nice.
And my demographics look more like a garden centre. So if we're selling things for the garden, then advertisers, you should come here because I've got some real oldies here. Now, I know a lot of you are younger, but I'm only joking. I enjoy coming to the garden centre because I don't feel so old. If you charge your EV at home, please stick around and you can compare notes with me. Yes, I know what some of you are saying who don't have an EV. Not everyone can charge at home, but millions can. And more people can charge at home than can't. And there's even a solution for those that can't. Now, not everyone can afford a McLaren. Not everyone can afford a car. Not everyone's married to a beautiful woman or a handsome man. And not everyone can charge at home. That is life. Millions of people can charge at home. I did have a comment recently, and I always welcome comments, and someone told me it was impossible to charge at night for 7.5p a kilowatt hour. And I think the reason for this is that lack of good information from some motoring magazines. Because when they do a price comparison, they say the price for charging at home is 30p a kilowatt hour or thereabouts. It's true, for a lot of people it is 30p, but many pay 7.5p and 10p a kilowatt hour. So is it any wonder that a lot of their readers are misinformed? So here I am in my garage with my 3-pin plug, also known as a granny charger, as some people call it. So taking a look at some of the electric suppliers' nighttime rates. Now, Intelligent Octopus Go is 7.5p a kilowatt hour between 11:30 and 5:30. That's 6 hours. Now, last year they did subsidise the nighttime rate by pushing up the daytime prices. And for many people like me, it just wasn't worth it. I wasn't prepared to get a better nighttime price for an increased daytime price. But they no longer do that, thankfully. I worked out the numbers and the gain at night was worsened by the increased prices during the day. However, a lot of electric companies have an algorithm, and the price you pay for your electricity depends on where you live. And that's why when you're looking at prices around the country, you have to put your postcode in every time you're checking your price of electricity. I think it's like the Tesla superchargers. The prices vary throughout the country at the different times of day. I'm convinced Tesla and electric companies use an algorithm, and please let me know if you have any information. To the people that say not everyone can charge at home, the government have grants for landlords of flats and property and employers to install electric chargers. And as it doesn't require very high voltage electricity, there's no excuse for landlords and employers to charge a ridiculous kilowatt hour rate. It should be a fraction of the ridiculous 79p a kilowatt hour charged by many of the very greedy charging networks. Councils should be encouraged to put in more chargers on the street. There's also a gully system where you lay your electric cable into the pavement from your home, so there's no chance of anyone walking by tripping up. And that is something that some councils are introducing. And yes, I know someone else could park there, but that's no different if you have a disabled parking space in front of your house. Anyone with a disabled badge can park there. It's not just for you. So Octopus Energy, British Gas, EDF Energy, E.ON, Scottish Power and SSE are the main suppliers. But it's always worth checking with some of your local smaller suppliers by giving them your postcode and getting a quote. EDF customers pay a nighttime rate of 7.4p a kilowatt hour. Now that's just been reduced last year from 9p a kilowatt hour, and you have 5 hours to charge your car. So in the UK we get about 10 miles an hour charge when you plug in to a 3-pin plug, also known as a granny charger. I think I said that earlier, didn't I? Anyway, so if you plug in at 6 at night, by 8 in the morning you will have gained 140 miles. But only a proportion of those 14 hours between 6 and 8 will be at the much lower kilowatt rate. So it might pay you to invest in a home charger. Now that adds about 30 miles an hour, 3 times as much as the 10 miles an hour to your EV. It all depends on what is your use. I think it's quite possible that the bulk of your charging at night will be at the reduced rate, but there might be a little that's not. It depends on how you use your car. Now a home charger costs about £900, but they can save you a lot of money getting more of the lower night rate electric into your electric car. You just need to work out the sums and what's best for you. Now the rates you pay depend on your postcode. E.ON wouldn't tell me my rate when I told them my postcode, and they said I had a prepaid meter, and in other words, just go away. I bought the house recently and it did have a prepaid meter when I bought it, but now I pay Octopus Go and I have an account with them. So thanks E.ON. I think you need to come a bit up to date with your information. Scottish Energy nighttime rate is 7.5p a kilowatt hour. That's from midnight to 5 a.m. Now British Gas offer their electric customers 9p a kilowatt hour from midnight to 5 a.m. and that's also 5 hours. They say if you already have an EV charger, you could pay 4p kilowatt hours less, paying only 5p a kilowatt hour. Now this is the cheapest company that I know to charge at home at night. And please let me know if you're on this rate. I would recommend, if you do sign up for a very low EV nighttime rate, beware you first check your daytime rate has not been increased. It's no good paying less for charging your EV at night if you're paying more for your electricity during the day. It is just one of the pitfalls of nighttime charging that I mentioned to be aware of in my introduction, and something to be avoided. You do need to crunch the numbers. So the fastest place to charge your car is at home. You just plug it in, and how long does it take? 5 seconds? It's also the cheapest, a long way for as little as 2p a mile. And no petrol, diesel or gas car can get anywhere near the price per mile. And they're more likely to be 10 times. And that's a fact, and that will not appear in any motoring magazine. And even if you're not getting the super low prices in the early hours of morning, charging a Tesla Model 3 at home at a standard 30p a kilowatt hour rate still only costs me 7p a mile. That's pretty good. Then when it's plugged in, you get on with your life, doing whatever makes you happy. Eating, sleeping, drinking, playing with your kids or your partner, or just watching Netflix. Yes, I know you will say, oh, it takes all those hours to charge, but you're doing the things that you want to do. You're not sitting in your car waiting for it to charge. And when you do need the car in the morning, it's got a lot more charge in it. It might be fully charged, it depends. I'll cover the cost of insurance, tyre repairs, servicing in future videos. So please subscribe and like, hit the notifications bell for future updates. I am a big fan of Robert Llewellyn and Fully Charged, and I will say thanks for watching and getting this far. If you have been, please leave a comment below and drive safely, and I'll see you next time. And I was only joking earlier about the boomers, Gen X, Y and millennials earlier. I love you all. Bye.